Yeah, Padres Dodgers are the first ones into the Cactus League for early spring training because they go to play in South Korea to start the season, March 20th, 21st, something like that. A lot of storylines involving the Padres right now. Let's just go through the Padre notebook. They have issued what I have to think is a record number of non-roster invitees. Those are hot prospects that are not on the 40-man roster. Those are street free agents they signed that might be on El Paso's roster. They've invited 32 non-roster guys to come to spring training in 2 weeks. Now, it hasn't gotten a lot of notice. I mean, the big off-season acquisition has been the signing of the two Japanese closers.
Well, Japanese and Korean.
Okay, Japanese, Korean. So that's been the big storyline. Padres have signed 20 street free agents.
Mm-hmm.
None of these guys, I think, are going to make the roster. The latest journeyman that they've signed is Ty Wade, first baseman, outfielder, little bit of pop, just has not hit major league pitching much. Been with the Yankees for a chunk of time, was with last place Oakland last season. They signed outfielder Orlando Mercado. Mercado, former Cleveland Indian, Cleveland Guardians, St. Louis Cardinal, been in the majors, bits and pieces for 5 years. He's more a 4A player than he is anything else. But these are the 20 guys, aside from the Japanese and Korean relievers, these are 20 guys that they've spent minimal money on to get to camp. The other weird part of the equation, you have the 40-man roster in the offseason where all your stars are and your top prospects, so you protect them. They don't get drafted. Padres only have 35 guys on their 40-man roster.
That's weird.
Because you don't have to protect all the young rookies.
Right.
35. Everybody's roster is always at 40. Padres have 35 because they don't have enough.
Right. Well, they got some open spots.
Yeah, I guess some open spots. So that's not a good sign. The trade rumors just continue to fly. Jake Cronenworth, Ha-Seong Kim. Most of the conversation more recently has been Cronenworth or Kim to Miami for one of their pitchers. Miami's really deep in pitching. Jesus Luzardo is available. There's another pitcher, a right-hander. Luzardo's a southpaw, by the name of Edwin Cabrera. One of those guys might be dealt with by Miami to go get an established bat. Miami needs a second baseman, needs a shortstop. Cronenworth is a second baseman. Ha-Seong Kim can play any of those positions. Only problem is Miami does not want Cronenworth's $10 million contract. So then it begs the question, AJ Preller, you want to do this deal? We'll trade you one of the pitchers. We'll take Cronenworth. You got to pay $5 million of Cronenworth's $10 million salary. So now AJ's got to pay more money for the bad contract he gave Croney if he's going to trade Cronenworth. Kim, I wouldn't deal him. I don't care that he's going to be a free agent next season. The guy was unbelievably productive, and if he's going to be a quality free agent, then pay the guy a quality free agent salary. $8 million is his current contract. Miami might take $8 million on because they desperately need a star shortstop, even if it's a one-year rental. But I just don't want to see that happen. And in terms of Preller, Preller's payroll as of today, we believe, is $158 million. He's only got $28 million left. I think the Padres are committed to have maybe a 180 or 190 max payroll to get well below the luxury threshold. That's why he hasn't done anything outside of the two unique signings from the Pacific Rim. And it's weird to have only 35 men on your 40-man roster. And they desperately need a first baseman. They desperately need something that resembles a designated hitter. And obviously, holes in left field and center field. And by the way, if you could get me another veteran starting pitcher on a rental, I'd like that. How come they have not made a move on Gary Sanchez? How come they've not made a move on Garrett Cooper, who was in Boston today talking to the Red Sox, and he's got power, and that's the green monster out in left field. And they've not made a move yet to sign Jurickson Profar, although that may be a dollar value represented by agent Scott Boras. So, here we are 2 weeks out from going to the Cactus League, John, and they still got lots of holes, and they haven't moved on guys they're familiar with. Go ahead, your reaction.
Well, I saw the list of the non-roster invitees, and I'm encouraged because there are guys in there like Jacob Marcy and Jackson Merrill and these young kids.
All the AA kids, Robbie Snelling and all, and Dylan Lasco and the Class A kids.
Yeah.
But that's a ways away.
No, but like Jackson Merrill, I think could make the roster. I mean, you could play him in center field or left field. There's a guy that's very talented, one of the top prospects in all of MLB. So it's going to be interesting how he does this. I wonder, do you think maybe Preller is sort of waiting out the market to see if these free agents that they don't get signed, maybe he can get them on a deal like Jordan Montgomery or maybe even Blake Snell?
No, not those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Desperately need a DH. JD Martinez is still out there. But, Garrett Cooper is there, probably a much more affordable price. You already had Garrett Cooper. You saw what he did in little spurses and flashes. I just don't understand the methodology. And you can say, wait, prices come down. Yeah, but you know how many guys are off the board in free agency, gone other places?
Mm-hmm.
And they're obviously not going to keep Snell, and Jordan Montgomery's going to wind up going somewhere else. And they're playing the prices right. And those are bigger contracts. I understand that you can still pick up guys in spring training, but are they as good as the guys you can get in January or could have gotten back in November when free agency opened? Or is the dollar thing just strangling Preller's ability to do any transactions? I guess I will ask Padre fan who follows us at Jump Into Fans Forum, your response. You satisfied or dissatisfied with where the Padres are right now and what Preller has not done, considering 2 weeks out from Cactus League? Man, there's a lot of holes in that roster.
Yeah, there's a ton of holes. They got a lot of work to do.
Okay, so Fans Forum, that window is open. If you're a Padre fan following us, jump in to the chat room.